What's up, guys? Another week of fights. UFC Vegas 48. Jamahal Hill taking on Johnny Walker, and I am pumped up for this event. Even though there's not a lot of name value, not a lot of super confident spots, I think we can make some money on this card. Here's some of the best props and best bets that I have. Starting with a couple money line spots, I'm very confident in two fighters in particular, Jamahal Hill at -240 and Jonathan Pierce at -350. Now, a little bit steep on Jonathan Pierce, but he's shown us a wide array of skills since that loss to Joe Lozon. He's looked great with a nice stoppage victory over Omar Morales in his last outing. And now he's taking on a very short notice replacement just this week. Christian Rodriguez has stepped up from the regional scene. This kid looks like he's got a lot of promise, but he just has not fought anywhere near the level of competition of Jonathan Pierce. So I think Jonathan Pierce will get this done inside the distance. I have parlayed both of those guys, Jonathan Pierce at -350 and Jamahal Hill at -240. Just a small parlay there. I also took Jamahal Hill to win inside the distance at -140 and a round 1 KO at +325. My prediction of that fight, I went really in depth on that one in one of my other videos on my channel this week, and then also on my main card breakdown. So go check that out. But those are the two spots I have for Jamahal Hill. I guess one more thing that Jamahal Hill is tied to is a very, very small parlay on, just for fun, on Jamahal Hill, Johnny Walker. Fight does not go to decision. Parlayed with Razak Al Hassan and Joaquin Buckley. Fight does not go to decision. So the parlay odds on that together are -150. Just a small flyer on that, just because I think it's two likely outcomes, and it's just kind of fun to parlay those together. Moving on to a couple underdogs that I do like on the money line here. Jim Miller at +150 and Gabriel Benitez at +130. I think both guys, whether or not you believe in, the old man Jim Miller coming in here in his 39th walk to the cage and getting a W over Nicholas Mota, I can see both sides of this, but as a value better, if you want the value on the side of the line, I think +150 on Jim Miller with all the experience he has is, I think the value falls on Jim Miller in that one. And +150, I think you could do worse. Not to mention, if you take him by round 1 sub, you can get that at +750. I saw even on Bet Online, it's +750 Jim Miller round 1 sub. And I'm considering that just because the last 5 submission wins for Jim Miller, the last 4 of his last 5 submission wins were all in round 1. So to get +750 on probably his most likely path to victory in this fight, I think he could do a lot worse than that as well if you like the Jim Miller side. On the opposite side, if you were to take Nicholas Mota by decision, Jim Miller has lost. I think the last 6 fights that have gone to decision, Jim Miller has lost that decision. So decision's not too good. I think he's like 10-11 on decisions in his entire career. And lately, they're not looking too great. So if you were on the Nicholas Mota side, you might be able to catch some extra value on getting him by decision over Jim Miller. Another spot that I like is Gabriel Benitez. I think Gabriel Benitez at +130, once again, he's taking on David Onama, who looks like an absolute monster. And I get that. And I like David Onama. I like him to win the fight. But again, as a value better, I think that the value, kind of falls on +130 on Gabriel Benitez. I think this fight should be a straight pick'em. The huge amount of experience that Gabriel Benitez has, 11 fights in the cage versus David Onama's 1. I just think he's proven himself to at least hang with top-tier competition, and we've not seen that from David Onama yet. So those are the 2 underdog spots I do like. I think you could do a lot worse on this card than those 2 spots. Another spot that I like is fight doesn't go to decision for Chad and Hellinger taking on Jesse Strader. I'm so proud of myself for beating the line on this. I saw Bovada open this at the wrong price. They actually had fight doesn't go to decision at -135. And now that's all the way up to -170 or more expensive in some spots. So, I got in on that and just like a unit and a half on that. I wanted to hammer it, but it is men's bantamweight, and it's 2 guys that, who knows? We don't have a lot of data on them, so I had to be careful. As much as I knew that was at the wrong price, and that's what us as sports bettors look for, is when the bookies are kind of wrong. They open up a line at the wrong price. You got to dive on those spots, but I wasn't going to empty out my bank account betting on, these 2 guys. But I did put a unit and a half on it, and I like the price, -135 I got on there. My reasoning for that is even at men's bantamweight, Chad and Hellinger, 9 of his 11 total wins are all inside the distance, and all 5 of his losses are inside the distance. On the opposite side, Jesse Strader, 4 of his 5 wins are by knockout, and both of his losses by knockout. So I think, both of their win conditions, really the math just adds up as that being a good bet, in my opinion, whether it cashes or not. So those are some of the spots that I like for this weekend's card. Some of these spots I'm probably going to wait, especially the 2 underdog shots. If their opponents look kind of sloppy in the weigh-ins, I think with this card and just the lack of confidence we have in general with some of these fighters, we really got to watch those weigh-ins tomorrow before we finalize many of our picks. So let me know what you guys think about this. Leave a like, leave a sub, and good luck with all your betting action. See you guys next time.